Good afternoon. My name is Don Browning. I'm the Chief of the Ingram Volunteer Fire Department. Today is Sunday, February 14th, and I am here today in the Ingram Borough Council chambers to re-record our presentation from February 4th due to a technical difficulty. The Ingram Volunteer Fire Department. Presentation to the residents of Ingram Borough. Why are we the viable option for your fire protection? Who are we? The men and women of your community and surrounding communities. We're your friends, your neighbors, your son, your daughter, your niece, your nephew, your aunt, or even your uncle. We are families raised in the borough, here to serve you. About us. The Ingram Volunteer Fire Department was founded in 1906. The original location was 40 West Prospect Avenue. We currently have 3 locations. Greenwood Avenue, where we house an engine and a squad, the Borough Building, where our aerial quint is now stationed, and Runnymede Avenue, where we house an engine. Current roster is 30 firefighters. We have 25 active firefighters, and we have 6 applications pending. Our current apparatus count is 4. Locations and apparatus. Borough Building is Station 1. We have a 1975/2004 quint, which is an 85-foot ladder and a 1,000-gallon per minute pump. Greenwood Avenue, Station 2, we have a 1998 pumper with a 1,500-gallon per minute pump and a 2,000 squad, which was obtained through a grant. Runnymede Avenue, Station 3, we have a 1979 pumper with a 1,000-gallon per minute pump on. Certifications and trainings. Our members go through extensive certified training at various facilities throughout the state, and online we are certified. Some highlights are: we have 11 members nationally certified firefighter 1. 6 members are nationally certified firefighter 2. We have 1 member who is a hazmat specialist. 16 members have hazmat awareness. We have 1 member who is a fire instructor 2 certified, and we have 2 members that are SCBA technician level 2 certified. We also have 1 member who is a BLS AED CPR instructor certified. In addition to the highlights, all members must attend the following: Essentials of Firefighting, 40 to 188 hours. First aid, CPR, NIMS, which is National Incident Management System, EVOC, where applicable, is for emergency vehicle operations, and in-house training where applicable. We meet every Tuesday to perform the following duties. We hold meetings, we have equipment maintenance, and we conduct training. So how did we get here? In 2004, the Ingram Volunteer Fire Department, in conjunction with Ingram Borough, embarked on the refurbishment of the aforementioned 1975 quint. The project was expected to add 10 years life to the apparatus. The Ingram Volunteer Fire Department approached Ingram Borough Council in 2013 about total replacement of the above-mentioned 1975 quint. Throughout the years of 2013 through today, several meetings occurred between the Ingram Volunteer Fire Department and Ingram Borough Council, in which many ideas were shared. Proposals. The Ingram Volunteer Fire Department has always been cost conscious for the citizens of the borough, and we have explored many cost-efficient proposals to replace the current apparatus. Used. Both Stowe Township and Wilkinsburg recently had apparatus for sale. All used apparatus must also meet 1999 NFPA standard at minimum, and the max VLAP 2% loan amount cannot exceed $120,000. And the VLAP loan is through the state. A rebuild. The refurbishment project in 2004 came with a lifetime warranty body. We propose reusing the current investment and placing it on a brand new chassis, which would provide a new cab, engine, pump, and ladder. All used apparatus must also meet 1999 NFPA standards at a minimum, and the max VLAP or state loan amount cannot exceed $120,000. New or brand new. The max VLAP state loan amount is $300,000, and it must meet current NFPA standards. The results. Used. At the time of conversation, Ingram Borough Council was against used apparatus, stating it would it could just be another person's problems. We estimated this cost to be roughly $350,000 to $425,000. A rebuild. At the time of conversation, Ingram Borough Council was concerned about any manufacturers honoring the lifetime warranty on the body, and particularly engineering. We estimated this cost to be roughly $500,000. New. At the time of conversation, the Ingram Volunteer Fire Department was directed by Ingram Borough Council that if we were to replace the apparatus, it would indeed have an elevated device or a ladder, and that it would be a new or demo unit. The Ingram Volunteer Fire Department was tasked with meeting with manufacturers, drawing up the specs, and trying to stay within $750,000. 2014-2015. The Ingram Volunteer Fire Department assembled a truck committee as advised, and we began our work. We met with manufacturers and narrowed our list to who could meet our initial requirements. We engaged these manufacturers, even traveling out of state to build the specs and discuss keeping the cost under $750,000 at the direction of Ingram Borough Council. We estimated this process to consume approximately 2,000 man-hours. Since completing our spec and having ballpark figures provided by both manufacturers, in which both came in under the proposed ceiling of $750,000, we have received numerous excuses from Ingram Council. So what happened? That is the million-dollar question. Is this personal? Maybe. The proposal from Pittsburgh was prepared for Ingram Borough Council on October 30th, 2015. However, Ingram Council told the Ingram Fire Department and you, the Ingram citizens, on December 14th, 2015, they didn't know who went to the city, and there were no proposals at that time. This proposal was clearly addressed to Mayor Stetz and the honorable members of council. Is it financial? Don't believe so, considering Ingram Council was willing to shell out over $100,000 a year for the Pittsburgh Bureau of Fire. Is it because we declined to further talk about consolidation when we felt it was not feasibly economic for Ingram Borough? Possibly. Are there complaints? Council said no. The only thing stated thus far is there is a concern about safety, but I assure you, our men and women are trained to perform the level of public safety our borough needs, and if this is really safety, why are we now entertaining another volunteer fire department with no guarantee of response? So where are we now? Currently, the Ingram Volunteer Fire Department has completed all tasks assigned to us by Ingram Borough Council. The cost of the apparatus, just like anything in the world, is continually rising as Ingram Council now decides to search new avenues. The new apparatus would not only replace the aforementioned 1975 plant, but it would also replace the 1979 pumper at Station 3, thus reducing maintenance costs. The cost of the new apparatus, which the Ingram Volunteer Fire Department offered to pay 1/3 of, or approximately $250,000, would cost Ingram Borough around $500,000 over 20 years. What would we lose? Should the Ingram Volunteer Fire Department be disbanded, we would lose more than a fire department. Did you know the following? The Ingram Volunteer Fire Department is a charter member of the Cub Scouts. We sponsor teams for CIT baseball and Ingram girls softball. We sponsor the Halloween parade in Ingram. That is the Ingram Volunteer Fire Department's parade that has been held for over 100 years. We're a sponsor of Ingram Day celebrations. We hold our own public safety days and shredding event. And we have Santa Claus coming to town, which the fire department does to hand out candy canes and transport Santa around for the children of our community. Members would be in jeopardy of losing fire vest scholarships through CCAC and a cooperative fire department for the Montour Ingram Fire Safety Days at Forest Grove Elementary. We would lose all those things. Should the Ingram Volunteer Fire Department be disbanded, would your new service do the following? Would they pump out your basement during flooding? Would they block the street during storms when trees or wires fall? Assist your community days committee with traffic control for parades and for fire protection during fireworks celebration? Would they fundraise to help keep the cost of fire protection in check? Lift assist for EMS personnel if they need help getting into their emergency vehicle? Would they dig out hydrants for quick access during heavy snowfall? Would they assist your children with senior projects or Eagle Scout projects? We would also lose fast response by chief officers. Fast response allows chief officers to do a quick size up and a determination of the response level by incoming apparatus in their volunteer fire department. It would also allow for a quick knockdown of fires in the incipient stages. What else would we lose? The knowledge of hydrant placements and its nuances, street configurations and challenges, time to spend with our residents. We have a vested interest in the community and our residents, and we have the ability to keep the costs under control. So hidden costs. Should Ingram Volunteer Fire Department be disbanded and your new service doesn't do such things as pump basements and block roads, then that responsibility becomes police, public works, or maybe a company of your own choosing. If these events occur outside of typical working hours, do people need called in? If so, is that overtime? Are we prepared to pay for it? And where does that money come from? There are yearly hydrant fees covered under the current Ingram Fire Department budget of roughly $14,500. To ensure quality, we are going to restart from slide 17 of 25, and I will restart this slide. So what's the reality? Recently, Ingram Borough was named one of the best suburbs in Pittsburgh by WTAE. We are part of the very fabric of what makes Ingram Borough what it is. The Ingram Volunteer Fire Department essentially built this town. The very floor you are standing on was the fire department at one time, and we graciously gave it to the town to be used as our borough building. Stations 2 and 3 were built by the men and women of the Ingram Volunteer Fire Department. All of this was designed to save money where we could. Reality continued. Pittsburgh Bureau of Fire has a proposal that would cost $459,170 for 5 years. That cost will adjust accordingly higher should Pittsburgh Bureau of Fire and its union renegotiate higher salaries or benefits. Unbeknownst to many, this is taking into account a credit of $100,000 over 5 years to take ownership of 2 pieces of apparatus and equipment: a 1975/2004 Quint, a 1999 pumper, hose, nozzles, cascade system, SCBA or self-contained breathing apparatus. This contract in reality is $104,777 for 2016 and climbs to $121,690 by 2020. The average per year basis is $111,834. This represents a 14% increase over the life of the 5-year contract from 2016 through 2020. So, reality continued. The borough cannot sell the 2 pieces of apparatus because the fire department is part owners and have a financial stake in them. The rest of the equipment was purchased using fire department funds and cannot be sold. Hidden costs of this contract. Pittsburgh Bureau of Fire is understaffed, and a recent article states that overtime expenses are out of control. Since this proposal is simply budgetary in nature, one would have to think that overtime costs will be added onto the yearly figures. So where would we be 5 years from now? When this contract expires in 5 years, the cost will likely increase due to inflation. The current $100,000 credit is gone, and the 5-year base becomes $559,000 plus. Or does it? The Pittsburgh Bureau of Fire just renegotiated with Wilkinsburg. who, mind you, was paid, and the current base increased 13%. This just happened within the last few months. If this were to happen in Ingram, your starting base in Ingram could be $631,862 for 5 years. Yes, this is spread over the 5 years of that contract, but be aware. Crafton VFD shows 38 active members on their website. Approximately 8 are junior firefighters. So in actual numbers, they are similar to Ingram. Ingram has 30 members, with 3 more becoming members in the next 3 weeks, and more applications coming in. Close Ingram, and you immediately lose 25 interior firefighters. Where is their second alarm coming from? What happens if they're on mutual aid, Green Tree, Carnegie, Scott Township, or Robinson Township? Once Ingram VFD is shut down, there is no going back. It's not economically feasible. This would allow Crafton to continually raise the cost of the borough because options are further limited. Crafton also loses a mutual aid company. Their daylight manpower is limited to firefighters on their road crew and mutual aid. So moving forward, just by being here tonight, Ingram Council has shown that they do not care what the residents of this community want. We still have options. Residents have offered to coordinate and run fundraising events to pay for a new quint. Residents have offered to start a GoFundMe account. To help with safety, why couldn't we sell stations 2 and 3 and use the proceeds to build one station that includes a bunk room, kitchen, and a day room? We could then start a live-in program to help with manpower, particularly during daylight calls. The Ingram Volunteer Fire Department has always been willing to sit and discuss how to move forward, and we continue to be open to all options in the best interest of the residents. Problem is, when we sit with members of council, they are evasive and unwilling to discuss any compromises. With this in mind, Ingram VFD recommends that we return to the table to discuss, and both council and the fire department bring 3 residents of their choosing to sit in on discussions. If council refuses to sit down with the fire department, then they should stop stonewalling and place the question on a referendum for the residents to decide. Hold on 1 second, please. At this point, on February 4th, I told council that we had over 1,200 signatures representing 850 plus households. Since then, at the last council meeting, I did present them with our petition, which was over 1,250 signatures, representing roughly over 860 households. That petition has been presented to council. Final thoughts. The Ingram Volunteer Fire Department has the utmost respect for the Pittsburgh Bureau of Fire and the Crafton Volunteer Fire Department. Our thoughts are nothing personal against Pittsburgh Bureau of Fire and Crafton Volunteer Fire Department. We have our community and the financial obligations of our residents at the forefront of our thoughts. We, the men and women of the Ingram Volunteer Fire Department, are part of the very fabric that makes the borough what it is. By disbanding this organization, you are giving up much more than just a fire department, and you will see the decline of this borough accelerate. Thank you.